Now, away from the Supreme Court, we turn our attention to the second annual conference of the National Association of Family Court Judges, Magistrates, and other family court practitioners, which held in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. Here are some of the highlights from that event.
Judges and magistrates of the family courts across the country converged at the Justice Mary Odili Judicial Institute in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, alongside other family court practitioners, partners, and their representatives for the second annual Family Court Conference, which held from October 24th to the 26th. The Rivers State Judiciary is hosting the conference in partnership with the Green Horizon Institute. The Chief Judge of Rivers State, Justice Simeon Amadi, and the Acting Chairperson of the National Association of Family Court Judges and Magistrates, Justice Eberechi Yesemwike, leads other members of the State Judiciary to welcome the conferees to this event, which kicked off with a welcome cocktail in the evening of Monday, October 23rd. Participants were treated to a fine evening of music, good food and drinks, and it provided an opportunity for meeting, greeting, and networking.
A cocktail party is not where we make long speeches. It's an occasion to interact. We are supposed to be knowing each other. Today is for us to familiarize ourselves, whether you are chief judge or you are president. Here, no level. All of us are equal. We have to go around, shake hands, introduce ourselves to each other. I declare the cocktail open.
I want to welcome you again to Port Harcourt, as my Lord did, and to tell you that this is going to be a very, very interesting conference. We're going to have a lot of learning as well as a lot of fun. And I'm sure this association, which I will say had gone into the state of comatose, is just about to be reawakened, to be revived, and re-energized. And we're going to do wonderful things in the best interest of the Nigerian child. I want to use this opportunity to specially thank my Lord, my boss, my CJ, Honorable Justice Simeon Chibuzo Amadi. We'll have an excursion around Rivers State to see the sights and sounds of Rivers State. We will also have a barbecue night. And of course, together with our conference and all our sessions, I'm sure we're going to have a great time. Stay behind, have more drinks, there's more food, there's music. If you want to dance, please feel free, do as you like, but come quickly for tomorrow's lectures. Thank you. God bless you all.
The very next day, the judges, magistrates, lawyers, and the other participants were back at the same venue for the opening ceremony. Invited participants here include lawyers practicing in the family court counselors and registrars, law enforcement agencies concerned with children and family matters, Sharia court judges and caddies handling cases involving children, and even persons interested in building expertise in the area of child justice. The conference has the theme, Repositioning Child Justice Administration in Nigeria.
Having come into existence, the primary mission of the National Association of Family Court Judges, Magistrates and other family court practitioners of Nigeria is to advance the effective implementation of the Child's Rights Act 2003 and all other related legislations through advocacy, capacity building, knowledge sharing, and effective judicial actions. Over 17 million children are reportedly out of school, while millions more are abandoned, abused, and neglected on the streets and in foster homes, culminating in a daily increase in juvenile delinquencies. We cannot continue to allow such negative social ills to impact our families, women, and children, and expect a bright and prosperous future for our nation, states, and communities. As judges, magistrates, and practitioners of the family court, Our ability to effectively deal with family and child law cases is also critical to mitigating the social crisis and contributing to the progress of our country, states, and communities. I am confident that with the array of gifted speakers, panelists, and discussants, this conference will feature amazing presentations on current and cutting-edge topics that will inspire us, broaden our knowledge, and provoke discussions about the issues affecting the advancement of the family and child court systems in Nigeria.
Retired Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Mary Odili, emphasizes that children must be protected, while the host Chief Judge speaks on the need to strengthen the justice system.
The Child Rights Pledge, which underscores that the child must be honored and protected. Our duty to guide, counsel, and love every child, and in so doing, shield them from public harm and private abuse.
The theme of this conference, Repositioning Child Justice Administration in Nigeria, is very germane, considering the alarming upsurge in crime and other unwholesome acts perpetrated against children in our society, and the need to strengthen the child justice system to ensure a more robust and efficient justice delivery in the sector.
There were also presentations from the Chief Judge of Sokoto State and the Rivers State Commissioner of Police.
There are so many abuses on the rights of child and family in general. We have so many abuses ranging from rape, indecent assault, unnatural offenses perpetrated against children and young persons. I believe that with the establishment of family court in all jurisdictions, it will help to minimize the scourge going on right now.
Recently, the Rivers State Police Command has received several reports, cases of defilement, rape, incest, and other domestic violence-related crimes, and cases are charged to court. But the processes sometimes are delayed because there are no special and dedicated court to treat such cases.
Then followed training sessions from expert facilitators on child justice administration and robust discussions of the issues of the complexities that arise within the family, especially as it relates to children and the rights of the child. While answering questions on the abuse of children, former First Lady of Rivers State and Judge of the State High Court, Justice Eberechi Nyesom Wike, seeks harsher punishment for those guilty of defiling minors.
I want to believe that the act of defiling a child is a barbaric act. That comment I made about amputation sounds barbaric, but I do believe that barbaric acts should meet barbaric consequences. It might not be the best way to go. I want to think that life imprisonment is a lot of punishment, maybe enough to, fit that crime. But the thing is, when you look at the sufferings of these minors that are being abused in this way, and the fact that nothing really happens to them by way of putting them in a better position. If you imprison somebody for committing a crime, what does it do to the victim? What does it do for the victim is what I'm asking. Nothing. Some of them have infections from the process. Some of them die from the pain and the trauma. Some of them die even from the infections. So what happens to those children? I think we're sitting down and watching our next generation just rot away.
She also wants the lawmakers to do more about these issues.
Why will the law, the Criminal Procedure Act, insist that there should be corroboration? In other words, when the child comes and says, this is what happened to me, then you expect the child to bring somebody, or somebody should have noticed that something like that happened. And these things are not done on the streets, are they? They don't come out in front of the house and do them. They do them behind locked doors. So who is going to corroborate? I am of the opinion that when laws have stayed for 20 years and more, or even less, they should be reviewed. because things change. Law is not static. That part of corroboration is an evil in that law. It makes it difficult and almost impossible to prove a case against the defendants. And where does that leave that child that has been abused? We don't want our Nigerian children in that position. We owe them that. We should do better by them.
On the last day of the conference, the conferees held elections to vote in new leaders for the association, and the acting chairperson, Justice Eberechi Yesom-Wike, was elected unopposed as president in recognition of her hard work, sterling leadership, and commitment to the repositioning of child justice administration in the country. Conferees, who were also treated to the sights and sounds and hospitality of the whole state, speak about some of the lessons from the conference.
We have learned so much. We are going back to our state to see where we can improve upon, and then do things that we have seen here in our state.
Those of their colleagues in different states, they have missed the fun part of all of this, the different activities we had that took us out, and they have just missed, all the camaraderie and the joy that has been here amongst all of us.